Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series. Freedom from pains and miseries to happy, healthy and peaceful life. Based upon 108 mantras to awaken your soul. And Srimad Bhagavad Gita and meditation. And my question and God's answers. And today our series number 70 is how to become God's dear devotee. We all want to be loved by everyone, and we forget that God is the one who is the best, who loves us the most. But we have to become his dear devotee as well. So pranam to Swamiji, Hariharji Maharaj. Thank you very much, Swamiji, for your blessing, for your guidance, and bringing us together this morning. I'm Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam, the path which takes us beyond anger, fear, worries, ego, attachment, and help us to feel total blissful state. And whatever you see on this page, all are the Amazon #1 bestsellers with blessing with Hariharji Maharaj, with Guruji, with his guidance, who asked me to go and spread the Gita's word. He used to ask us, Gita ka kaam karogi, meri baat manogi. And this is what his guidance and listening to him, spreading the word wherever, with his blessing, this sevak goes and spread the word. And today we will cover who is God's true devotee. What are his hallmarks, which we have been discussing on this part for last 2 sessions. But today we will take the verse 15 and 16 of chapter 12. Who is dear to God? How to build relationship with God? And practice what is our homework and what is my sankalpa. Sankalpa is I'm God's dear devotee. And with meditation and God's, with question and answers. So let's all pray to Supreme Powers, Bhagwan Krishna's guidance. But first we have to become Arjun, because we are Arjun. We have these dilemmas, worries, fears, attachments, confusions. And many times we get into that vishad. And by praying to Supreme Power, accompanying with him, our vishad turns into Vishad Yoga. In other words, through the path of Vishad, we unite with Supreme Power, we experience him. And whenever we have difficulty, like Arjuna's, when he was in difficult time, he says, I'm not going to fulfill my responsibilities. I'm not going to perform my duty. Because he thought that he was getting involved with this bloody war in Kurukshetra and forgot his responsibility to protect the society. So Lord Krishna reminds him through the Bhagavad Gita's teachings. And then when he initially said, Najotasyati Govindam, and then he said, Karishye Vachanam Tau, I will do as you advise. So let's all go through that blissful journey, uplift ourselves, transform ourselves, So pray together for his guidance very humbly and by surrendering to him. Karpanye dosho pehte swabhava paschyami tvam dharma samure cheta yachhisyani nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanyam shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanyam shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanyam. So my heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all my composure and my heart is confused, my mind is confused and heart is filled with so many confusions. So I am requesting you, what is my duty? I forgot. What should I do? What should I not do? So please tell me, what is good for me? Definitely good for me, not what I am asking or what I am thinking. Because I'm your surrender, I surrender to you. I'm your disciple. Please accept me and guide me. And then, merciful Lord Krishna, bless him, take him through that journey from where he removes all of his sorrows. And here, now he's pouring love and on him and teaching him how to live in love and devotion. So through this step-by-step spiritual instruction manual, he teaches him very in a practical way. He teaches us how to become his dear devotee by developing virtues and attaining eternal happiness, peace, Anandam, while living in this material world, Maya, and attain the purpose of life, means God and self-realization. How to experience the energy of God, how to have his darshan, and how to feel him within us, which is our true nature, Satchit Ananda. And again, this is based on Hariharji Maharaj's quotations, many quotations, I put them together. So again, pranam to Swamiji for guiding us, and pranam to Krishna Bhagwanji, who has blessed Arjun for us with this spiritual guide. And we have learned Karma Yoga from chapter 1 to 6, where 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita have been divided or assigned to different chapters, different yogas. Very first one was Vishad Yoga, as I mentioned. And we have gone through the Karma Yoga, which is chapter 1 to 6. And then we are on the path of Bhakti Yoga now, chapter 7 to 12. And with that blessings, his guidance, he's taking us to our inner being, our Anandamaya Kosha, by removing all these layers of ignorance. So as I said before, we are in the 12th grade now. Union with God, self-realization, virtues, divine qualities. As Bhakti Yoga, the chapter 12 is the Bhakti Yoga, the path of love and devotion. And actually, this is the heart of Gita. And you can see the hearts here by developing more and more love and compassion. So we can go beyond all these miseries of fear and worries and confusions and stress and insomnia, just developing the love and compassion. And by developing this virtues, divine qualities, we can be more closer to supreme power. So the ingredients of bhakti yoga, as it was selfless service, love and devotion, and then previously we learned about tyaga. And now we are going on the path of developing divine qualities, virtues. And we learn about these virtues, how to become God's beloved, which we covered in the previous session. Adveshta sarva bhuta nam, mitra karun evcha, nirmamo nirhankara samdukha sukhasham. Santushta sattam yogi, yatatman dranishchir, mayar pit mano buddhir, yomad bhakta samepriya. So, Krishna Bhagwan ji says that what kind of tyaga we should do? We should do the tyaga of dvesha, be more friendly, get freedom from possessiveness, from ego, from I-ness, my-ness, and be even-minded, some dukkha sukha. Forgiveness, shami, santushta, yogi, steadfastness in meditation, mentally united with supreme power, and self-control, dhrad nishchaya, very firm and determined. Mayar pitta mano buddhir, and surrender your mind and intellect to me. Then you become my dear, my beloved. So basically he's telling us, go beyond your vices. And again reminding you, Adat buri sudhar lo ho gaya bhajan. This is the chapter which is talking about how we should go beyond our vices, because divine Shakti, Devi Sampad, how to develop Devi Sampad Vimokshai. So this is a path for us to go toward more getting the freedom from miseries and pains. And today's session is on verse 15 and 16. Yasmano dvijate loko na dvijate chaya, harsha marsh bhaid gai, ya sach mein priya. Anipeksha suche daksha udasino gatvatha. Sarva arambha parityagi. Pay attention to each word here. Sarva dharma parityagi. Yomad bhakta samay priya. So basically he's saying, yes mano dvijate loko. We should not agitate to others. And we should not be agitated by others. This is such a powerful statement. We get disturbed by other people's opinion. When somebody says good things about us, we pumped up. When somebody says the things which we do not like, or do the things which we do not like, we get very agitated. In other words, the remote control of our happiness in somebody else's hands. We give it to very freely to somebody else. You know, when we are watching TV, and if the remote control is in my hand, I'm so happy about it. If it's somebody else's hand and person changes the channel or changes the volume, I get agitated, right? So I like to have the remote control of TV in my hands. At the same time, I give remote control of my life to somebody else, my happiness to somebody else. It all depends. And that's where God reminds us, Yasmano dvijate loko, not agitated to others, but So do not be agitated by others and not agitate to others. So we should have connection within our being. We are nobody but a part of the supreme power, Atma, Paramatma. We are the Ansh. Previously we learned we are the Ansh of the supreme power. God is he says, I am Sarvam Iti. Vasudev Sarvam Iti. He's the bija. He gives the bija to everybody. We are all come from the same source. We are all one. So if somebody is telling me something unlikable or doing certain things to unlikable, it's a very simple that there's a reminder to me that I should not be affected. Samta, 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 samta. We should be udasino. Here says udasino, indifferent to worldly gains, and not just worldly gains and loss, but indifferent to when somebody tells us something which is not appreciated by our emotions, because Bhakti Yoga is all about emotions. And these emotions we carry in our mind and in our heart, the resentments, gile shikwe. So all these, Lord Krishna is saying, don't get agitated. You and I are one. Everything is, I'm teaching you a lesson. So if somebody says something to you, it means there's a message to you that you might need improvement in that area. So we should not agitate others. Let's take an example. Sometime when we go to some parties, some companies, and we might not be agitating others. We are quiet, but sometimes the quietness is an agitation to others because other people need our response and we are just not responding. We're agitating others. We are saying certain things to them. That's agitating to them. Sometimes there are the dress codes, like certain places we go, there are certain dress codes. We don't respect that. There are certain rules and regulations. Sometimes we go to, there are certain lines we have to follow. We don't follow the lines. It means we agitate other people who are standing in the lines. So we could agitate people by many different ways. So we have to be aware of it. Not just that we are quiet and we are smiley, but we should be aware of all of our senses. Through all of our senses, we should not agitate. We should not judge people. We should not hear gossips and all that, because we all get involved with the gossip, because sometimes we are sitting in the group and then one person start talking, other person start infusing more and more, and other people are getting infused, very agitated. So we should try not to, like I say, put the oil or the ether on the fire. So we should not agitate others. At the same time, we can have a more control on ourselves. We do not agitate others, but we have no control when other people agitates us. We can control that. But sometimes people do get agitated regardless. So we have to be aware, and we should just have our mantras and all those positive vibration carrying. So we should not be agitated by others. And at the same time, we should not agitate others and get agitated. And then it's a harsha mash. What does harsha mash? It says equal in pleasure and pain. Harsha means when something happens, you get so excited. And amartya is when somebody gets excited, somebody gets something, and we kind of develop envy toward it, get upset. So, kabhi khushi, kabhi gum, that will come, but we should not be just jumping up, and then getting so depressed when my friend got something or my neighbor got something, and I was the one who was wishing for it, or sometimes our wishes do not come true, our prayers do not come true, then we must not get into harsha marsha. We should maintain our equanimity in pleasure and pains. And then bhaya dvega mukta, free from fear and anxiety. We have spoken about this fear so many times. In fact, this bhaya has come many times in Bhagavad Gita to remind us that fear is the first thing. Dhritarashtra was so fearful that he was so attached to his family. Arjuna was so fearful he's going to lose his family members. Everyone was so fearful, because fear is the basic problem. Any time we think about future, then we become fearful. Whether this will happen, this will not happen, we get worried. And then when we are fearful, what happens? Our adrenal glands, our toxins in the body, our cortisol is flooded in our system, and we get so much anxiety, stress. So we have to be aware of it, what brings the fear in us. And we should go beyond it. We should learn to become a fearless. Abhay Satya Samsudhir. Abhay is the very first quality in chapter 16. Also mentioned. Anipeksha. Expectations. We have so many expectations from others. We are flooded. We have expectations from our spouses, from our children, from our friends, from the society, from environment, and from everything around us. Even from Mother Nature. Sometimes we want a good weather. Sometimes both garmi hai, both, aaj bahut thand hai. All these things, we wish. We are living on the island of wish. And here it says, whatever expectation we should pray, but we should not expect. Karmanya vadika raste ma phaleshu kadachan. So ma phaleshu kadachan, again it's repeated in a different format. Anipeksha. But if we want to have any expectations, then Almighty is the best one. Whatever we want to, even we should just let it go. We surrender, we let it go. But if we have expectations, then pray. But not from anybody else in the universe. Whether it's family members, whether it's the society, whether it's others. And Suchir Daksha. In purity, internally and externally, we take care of our body. We take showers. Sometimes people take 2 times shower, 3 times showers. And sometimes, we try to have environmental issue. That's very important. We have to have an external purity. Like during the COVID, all the time you have to spread your hands with the alcohol and all that, in winter, viruses. So we have to protect ourselves. We have to maintain the hygienic in the kitchen and all around us. At the same time, it's not limited only to the external, but internally, which pollutes us. And this is where, what pollutes us? Kam, krodh, lo, moh, ankar, anger, attachment, fear, worries, ego. All these expectations, Here is all it's about, says that. Harsha, Marsh, all these things impurify our heart because we get emotionally disturbed. So by practicing all these qualities, we internally purify. And as I always say, when we do the mantras, Om mantras, we are automatically getting purified without knowing. So that's why in chapter 8, in the same Bhakti Yoga, Lord Krishna initially told us what to do. He says, just do Om mantra and all these things will automatically will be dissolved. Like a candle. When you burn the candle, the wax automatically goes down. That you get the light. Similarly, when do the Om mantra, we continue, all these things get dissolved. So he gives us one more thing here. He says, udasino, indifferent. Sometimes we are so positive and sometimes we are so negative. And both are negativity. We learned so much that how much it hurts us, how much physically, emotionally it affects us, our physiological system, it affects us. But at the same time, too much positivity. When we are so positive, we are disconnected with the reality. हम लोग कहते हैं सब ठीक हो जाएगा, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Yeah, this is good. We should have a positive attitude, but at the same time, what it means here, we should pay full attention to your action. We should not be complacent. So be positive, but work toward whatever needs. Even with the meditation, Dinkarji is such a good, always reminds me, Kriya chhod, ध्यान में लगेगा तो काल तुझे आके डसेगा. That we should always do selfless action. We should take our responsibilities. It's not that we are sitting in the meditation all the time. We can live in meditation all the time, but at the same time, with the mantras, with positive vibes creating within ourselves, but at the same time, we should make a balance. That's what I say, udasino. Balance, neutral. Not too much negative, not too much positive, but right in the middle. Gatvatha, free from all this distress. We already talked about that. All these mantras and all this automatically reduce our distress. So that's what he's reminding us. Gatvatha, free from all distress. It's sarvarambha parityagi, free from all endeavors and doership. Lord Krishna has so many times, we already learned this much, but he so beautifully keep blessing us with reminders. Sarvarambha parityagi. Whatever we do, we should not take the ownership. I'm the doer. Supreme power is asking us to do, helping us to do things, give us the ideas to do certain things. Not just we do it ourselves. The problem is when things get done, we say, oh, kitna acha ho gaya, how good it is, how well I planned it. So that I-ness comes. And when something goes wrong, Bhagwan ji, ye kya kar diya? I planned so well. What happened? I planned for such a nice party and all of a sudden rain comes. All the plans get destroyed. And these little things, we start blaming Almighty. But when there is a good things happen, this is all his blessings. And if something doesn't happen, this is all his well planned. He does not want those things to happen. He's teaching us a lesson because we are in the universe. This whole universe is a school for us to learn every day. So that's why we should not take the doership over here that I am the doer. God is the doer. God is how to become his divine, develop divine qualities and become his dear devotee. It's all in our hands. And the best thing also, I mentioned before and again, love is the only bond that keeps people, families, society, nations, and the world together. Look at what's happening right now in the world. Hatred, 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 ego, my religion is better than your religion. You have no right to live, so we can kill you. You do not belong in our territory. How what's happening? But if there was a love, these things will not happen. Everybody will have open hands for everybody, whether it's a religion, whether it's the space, whether it's the places, whether it's the territories. So all these qualities, not just to merge with God and self-realization and God realization, but they are the practicality to apply wherever is needed, whether it's needed with the people, whether it's needed with the family, society. And when we have these qualities, then those hatred does not come, it automatically dissolves. We are no different than supreme power. We carry the same divine qualities, and that's where develop virtues, divine qualities. And then Lord Krishna says, once you do that, you become my best devotee. So how to practice it? Practice, practice, practice. All that we are carrying in our mind, change the software of the mind. And then we will get the moksha. So start your day, start our day with love, spend our day with love, and end our day with love. Satya Sai Baba always reminded us, all these saints, seers, remind us the same thing, what Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. And so practice the true form of bhakti and build the best relationship with God and his creation. So always live in his consciousness, as from very beginning, from this chapter, selfless service, tyaga, love and devotion. These are the ingredients which we talk, Shraddha, Mayar Pet Mano Buddhi, Yomad Bhakta Samepriya. So develop virtues and then do meditation, become God's beloved. And then we experience wealthy, healthy, peaceful life. So start our day that all is Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. All is God. We are just here, the part of his creation. He created us to contribute to his mother nature, his prakriti. So by practicing in the morning with Om mantra or Bhagavad Gita or Guru Granth Sahib, whatever resonates with us, then take care of our body, yoga exercises, pranayam, our inner being, meditation with our soul, body, mind, soul. All these practices enrich, cleanse our system, give us the inner purity. And then practice during the day. Take one point, whatever habit we want to change, whatever we want to improve upon, we continue to practice. And in the evening, just sit down for a few minutes and thank God for helping us, and pray in case we missed out something. Then pray to God for helping us and continuously on the improvement. And then this is how we will go beyond birth and death and realize who I am. By total surrender, end of the day, we should practice Sarv Dharman Paritajya Mamekam Sharanam Braj Am Tvam Sarpapebhyo Mokshashyami Mashich. So our homework time is the same which we have been for several previous sessions, because this chapter, love and devotion, but this is the every session have. Do I have a supreme goal of self-realization. Want to know my true nature. Want to be more close to Supreme Power. Experience that. Do I live in Supreme Power's consciousness? Right now, Durga is going on. Today's Ashtami. This whole 8 days, Ma Durga, divine Shakti. Shakti, give the courage. Bhakti, again, Ma is full of all these virtues. So Bhakti, Ma ki Bhakti gives us those virtues, humbleness, humanity, forgiveness, righteousness. And then pray to her for moksha, Shakti, Bhakti, Mukti. So here, the same part, Lord Krishna becoming Lord's dearest devotee is Mukti. We are Mukti from rest of the world, unhappiness, because we are so dear to God. So, but we must have full faith and do mindful love and compassion. Continue to practice meditation and ask the question, am I developing divine qualities? That self-inquiry is the one which brings us more closer and closer to God. So developing the virtues, practicing the true form of bhakti, become virtuous and become God's beloved, become God's dear devotee. So our sankalpa, I develop divine qualities, and by developing that, I become God's dear devotee. It means I live happily, healthy, peacefully, and experience Satchit Anand. But again, sankalpa. So sankalpa, not just the worldly things. Kamasya tattva. Here it says not kamasya tattva, not the sankalpa of desires, tyaga of the desires. That sankalpa ours should be there. And then little by little, shanai, shanai, when we start working on it, then look at this, shanai, shanai, the seed grows into plant, and then plant gives into tree and flowers and fruits. And what happens? Then we start sharing these flowers, these fruits to others. But we must have a patience. So we continue to practice, practice, practice. So thank you very much for joining. How to become God's dear devotee. How to become beloved. Previous sessions is how to become God's beloved. Now, how to become God's dear devotee. Once we are God's dear devotee, then we are beyond miseries, sorrows, and experience ultimate freedom, moksha, and live happily, healthy, wealthy, prosperous, abundance, and experience that supreme power within us. I am Satchit Ananda. So thank you very much for joining.